you appeared on a lot of the claims of people on Stefan Molyneux on his regular chat. We were both in there, in that people were asking to Stefan, will you debate Mike Enoch or JF? Were you aware that this was going on?
I mean, I've seen it before. I know that occasionally Stefan puts out a tweet or a call for like suggestions for guests or something like that, and people always put my name in, and I'm assuming they put your name in. I don't really want to debate Stefan. I would like to have a conversation with him.
Exactly.
Like I wouldn't want to have it be like a rancorous thing where one person has to win. I would rather just have a conversation. I think that'd be far more productive. Would be to just talk to him and make my case without it being a setting where he feels like he needs to beat me or I need to beat him. First of all, I don't think I would. He's very, very deft with words. I don't. That would be a very intimidating debate to have, and it's not because I think he's right about everything. I think it's because he's extremely good at what he does, and so I don't want to debate Molyneux. I would like to talk to him. I mean, he's a very skilled wordsmith, shall we say? So it would be intimidating to debate him. But I would rather just talk to him and be able to talk about issues and see where we can agree, and then see where the points of disagreement are, and then go from there. But I don't think that he would ever do it. I mean, there was a time when people were trying to get him to do Richard Spencer, which would be, he's more high profile than I am, and something, and you are, no offense, but that would have been, and when particularly a couple of years ago when he was all over the press, it would have been a reasonable thing for Molyneux to do. I mean, Gavin had Richard on, and so it would have been a reasonable thing for him to do. It's like, and he didn't have to agree with him, but just to talk to him, and he never did it, and I was like, very disappointing. And now we see Molyneux has come even more closer ever since his, so he says, since his trip to Poland, where he discovered a nationalist feeling in himself. It seems that he's promoting our kinds of ideas even more. So, you know, it's perhaps he thinks that if he were to do that, because he's getting on, he can get on some of the sort of more not totally mainstream, but like he's on like the podcast with James Dellingpool, who's like a British guy with Breitbart London, and he's getting on that level of media. So I think he would fear like, well, if I talk to these open, you know, crime think people, then I will lose that kind of access. That could be a calculation he's making. But if that's the case, it would be nice to have some kind of communication with him telling us that, and we could be like, all right, that's a reasonable position. But you know, I don't know, he's just doing that thing. I would love to have a conversation with him. I'm not hostile to him. I think he's wrong on some things, but
On my case, he was extremely dishonest. So at this point, I'm convinced that
I
he
didn't
does
see
not
that, so I
want,
don't know.
he does not want to go forward and be honest with his audience. I mean, it would be as simple as saying, I'm not interested in what this guy says. I will not debate him. He misled his audience into saying that we were in discussions to get something going, when in fact he had refused in private. He had told me there's not going to be a debate.
Yeah, well,
I'm not interested. Yeah. And so I had to come out and just reveal the private conversation, because I cannot let someone else lie about my state of conversation with them. So, and he was offended then that I did that. And instead of addressing my main arguments on the JQ, which are extremely intellectual in nature, it's not, I'm not attacking Stefan for anything. And in fact, originally I would have wanted a discussion more than a debate. He started attacking me on my private life, like many people do in this movement.
Well,
but to see Stefan Molyneux, a philosopher and rationalist, go for private life attack was pretty low.
That's extremely low. And what I'll say is to him there, and to anybody really, like, look, Stefan, you have been the victim of smears by the media about your life, right? So if you then want to avoid someone else or attack someone else who has smears about them in the media, maybe you should think that, hey, maybe this guy's also being smeared. Like, I don't believe what I see. Look, the mainstream media, their evidence is not permissible in my court, so to speak. Like, I will not let them be the arbiter of who I do and don't talk to, and I will never fall back on a smear that they might publish, because that's exactly why they do it. So, you know, I've had things in the media about me. It's not that there was anything in there that was like exactly not true, but everything was spun to be as bad as possible, and things were blown out of proportion and distorted. The whole story never comes out. I mean, that's the case with the media. And as soon as you know something, the interesting thing about the media as soon as you know something, like you have firsthand knowledge of a topic, and you see the media reporting on it, and it's totally wrong. It's distorted. It's a lie. It's messed up. Well, then you have to assume that this is just how it is on every topic. that the picture they're painting of the world is not accurate, and it's not accurate, and it's not that they're making mistakes. Some of them might make mistakes, but generally speaking, it's a picture. It's a false picture they want to paint.
Absolutely. They are on a political mission.